just going to skip that because that was incredibly laggy for some reason.
Oh yeah, it was laggy as fuck.
I don't know what's going on with that, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to close a bunch of stuff on my computer because it's open for some reason. And should be a bit better now. But good lord, that was laggy.
Yeah, it was. It was incredibly laggy.
Yeah, computer's been very slow today for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. Hello. Hello and welcome to the Voices from Behind podcast. I'm doing it a bit early this week because I'll be out of town for the weekend. And it was just the easiest way.
I
So,
guess.
yes. Going to talk about The Curse later on in the show.
A
And
great movie.
then we're going to get a movie for next week, which I already know what it's going to be. And at the end of the day, we're going to, you know, disappear into the night. And next week, we should be back to normal schedule because I'll be back in the country on the 30th. And I'll have to isolate for 2 weeks. So that's going to be not fun. So what did you do this week, sir?
Nothing particularly interesting. I played earlier today a bit of Sun Lost.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm on Onera, on the map called Onera, which is map 8, and I'm on the second to last fight
Okay.
of the level.
That a good thing or a bad thing?
All the fight is bullshit.
It's just straight
I
up.
think. Actually, let me check what exactly I am. I think it was no, because the previous fight, I kind of figured out what to do, but I did it the other way around.
Right.
Wait, did I? Oh wait, oh no, I actually beat the last fight. Oh, the penultimate fight. Now I'm on the last fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm literally just. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna finish this level in like a couple of minutes. But that's about it. That's my extent of the week. What did you?
Well, much like yourself, I played a bunch of Titanfall 2.
Oh, we also played some Dotco.
We played some Dota. Yes, we did, and that went
As shit as you
as
expect.
shit as it. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it didn't go terrible, but yeah, the new PVE is pretty good. I actually got to the end of it the other night.
Oh, I mean, I think that for you to get to the end of it, you need competent people and be actually playing it a lot to get the passes.
Well, yeah, we were a 4 stack, so
Because I don't know all the time what the fuck was going on, and I'm pretty sure that my build was shit.
yeah, we were a 4 stack, and one of the guys that was with us, he knew like all the gimmicks to the levels, so we got it until the very end, and we were all fat as fuck. I was actually the fattest one. I had the most gold for some reason, but and it didn't even do
I
that
think that's
much.
because of the coin games.
No, the coin games get split. They
Do they?
yeah, regardless how much you make, they get split 4 ways. I think you get more gold depending on what you've actually done in the level, but again, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not sure how that works. But yeah, Titanfall 2, man, it's a good game. It's one of the most polished shooters I think I've ever played. And there's so much going on in every level, and like the animations and everything are so good. I mean, you still get very tilted because it's a multiplayer shooter, and people are just if somebody's better, you just get tilted. Especially if you're in a team with morons, just absolute idiots. That
Special ed individuals.
I'm not even kidding. Like their team has say 2 Titans up, okay,
Hmm.
and we have 4 people, including me, who have Titans already, ready to go. So I pop mine. Everybody else pops theirs, and by the time I get to the fight, because I always try and stay away from it, and like pick people off, they're all dead. Bearing in mind we're three against two because I wasn't there yet, and both of the other two Titans weren't that high HP, and all of my guys got killed.
Well, that happens.
Like as a Titan, you can kill a pilot without that's just roaming about pretty easy because you can just shoot him or punch him. But like two of them got killed by pilots, and one of them got killed by he got gangbanged by the two enemy Titans. It's like how are you so stupid? And then I look at the score and I realize that we're like 200 points behind. I'm like, oh,
That makes
great.
sense.
But yeah, apart from that, I've just been sitting about prepping for this wedding on the weekend, and that's it. I'm not really. Not much else has been. I played a bunch of Wolfenstein as well.
No, that's not bad.
It's uh, I tried to apply a bunch of fixes to it. To sort
Wait,
out the
which
FOV.
Wolfenstein?
2009, the Ravenshoft one.
Oh,
I tried
wow.
applying a bunch of fixes to it. To sort the FOV out, sort the mouse acceleration out, sort the horrible like view bobbing that happens in that game.
View boarding?
Yeah, so you hit sprint in that game. The FOV goes from 80 to 50, and the whole camera just shakes while you're sprinting. And number
But
one, it feels slower to
that's
sprint than it does to walk because of
well,
that.
that's fine.
And two, I start feeling like seasick watching it.
Yeah, because you're one of those imbeciles that has to play on 180 FOV.
And
Fuck
then
that shit.
I
I can play on 60 and be fine.
used to play Call of Duty 4 and 60, but that game didn't have horrible view bobbing. And
No, I
every
don't fucking care about that shit either.
and every time you load a gun, like the camera tilts up and down. And there's a couple of things that annoy me about that game. One of them being your player speed because it's very slow. Even when you sprint, it's very slow. And I'm at the point now where it's throwing enemies that move a lot quicker than me. It's throwing them at me. And dealing with them is a pain in the ass because I'm literally incapable of running away from them half the time because they're so fucking fast. And but I'm also incredibly overpowered because for some reason I've pretty much upgraded all my weapons to
So
or
you're at the end.
I'm not at the bit where you have to dismantle the antennas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out after you fight the queen bug thing.
That's been fucking years since I last played this game, so I don't remember.
Yeah,
Genuinely don't.
I barely use the veil powers. I only use the one that gives you uh, like amplified bullets, so that gives you extra strength to shoot gun better. But I don't really use the others, unless I want to find something in the level that's secret. I'll use them then. And anytime I find a sledgehammer in that game, it just becomes 10 times better. Because I've beat entire levels running around smacking dudes with a sledgehammer in the face. And
No, that's fair.
anytime you do a level transition, the sledgehammer gets lost, so I feel sad. But yeah, I've not really done much else. I've been having a bunch of food, and the other day I went and saw some friends. That was nice. I wanted to buy this one T-shirt that I liked, and there was none available in my size, so I guess it wasn't meant to be. It was like,
Was it ever meant to be?
yeah, never has it?
What is this bullshit with splash damage?
And like apart from arguing with my dad about a bunch of dumb shit, as is the norm, I've not done much else. I'm doing the whole look around the room thing, but this is my old room, and there's barely anything here apart from a sketchbook that I've been drawing in all day. So yeah, not much has happened in the last 5 days. One thing I'll say though, this OBS is great. Apart from the lagging that we had earlier tonight, I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna have to change that. But so far since we started using it, I haven't had to edit any videos on it or reformat them because they've all been around 250 megabytes. They're very, very well compressed.
Fair enough.
Well, every time with the old one exported videos, it was like 5 gigabytes per video, which was a bit silly, considering that some of them were just like a still image, like this one. So that's good. I don't know why we lagged so bad. I might be overheating or something, although it doesn't seem like I am, which is just silly, but it doesn't matter. We've done the thing now. Everything's good. The podcast is up and running. Audio's fine from what I can see. Also, I thought we were doing shit films this month.
Well, this is technically a shit film.
This movie's fucking awesome.
It is. So was the last one I gave you.
Yeah, no, but this one is awesome.
Did you even figure out which movie this actually is?
Of course I did. The moment I saw the meteor, I was like, "Oh goodness me, I know what this is." We'll get to it later on. Do you know of any news?
Oh! I got news. So
Because I tried looking
okay,
for
let's
news,
start.
but
Okay, so I have to redo this whole fucking section. Fuck it, I'll do it later. I give myself. So let's start with a bit of. I saw a gameplay trailer for Shadow Ninja 3, Shadow Warrior 3, Shadow Warrior 3.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
No, I saw actual fucking gameplay footage.
Oh, good,
I don't
bad.
like it. See, all up until now, both Shadow Warrior 2 and 3, sorry, 1 and 2 are completely different games. One is more of the straight,
Linear
the linear, what used to be the original Shadow Warriors. Well, Shadow
shoot.
Warriors 2 was a looter shooter,
Yeah,
but it
shoot
was actually great.
monster, get upgrade.
This is more like fucking Doom, and it just, I don't know. I was watching it. I actually got bored. I was like, "Fuck it again." Like, oh look, we have combat arenas and actual trials to use against loads of fucking enemies, enemy-specific weapons that draw for specific enemies when you kill them that are absolutely bullshit, but will break before the end of the fucking fight. What else? We have also a hook that you grab across stuff and you fucking platform, but you can use it in fights. And yeah, you get the fucking idea. I was looking at it, I was like, what the fuck is this?
This is
Also,
still Lo Wang, isn't it?
oh yeah, but now his sidekick is Orochizilla. Why? I don't
Who's
know. It's
Orochizilla?
just, well, now you're fucking shitting me.
I don't know who Orochizilla is.
He's the main antagonist of every fucking Shadow Warrior game.
Okay.
Every.
I didn't
It's
tell you,
Zilla.
I've never actually played Shadow Warrior, so I'm not, incredibly versed in
Oh, you
the
should.
games.
The games are amazing. You should. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And you see Orochizu in his full splendor for the first time ever, I think. Actually, because in original Shadow Warriors, you actually fought a robot that supposedly had him, but you never actually see him. But now you see him. Now actually see him.
Okay. I'm looking at
I'm
the gameplay footage now.
it's not great. Like, it's okay, but I just, honestly, I would have preferred the looter shooter variant. That one was actually quite fun in the open world. The questing system actually kind of fit really well into the whole setting.
I mean, visually it looks
But
very
that's,
nice.
uh, I guess, but I don't fucking care about
Like
that.
graphically,
But I'll give it,
it's
the style is the same as the previous one, which is kind of why I'm so bummed about the fucking combat system on this one. Well, we'll see. There's still time. Other than that, earlier today, Devolver Digital released the trailer for Carry On.
okay.
That it's actually fucking amazing. You should see it. It's genuinely one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
What is Carry On?
Earlier, it's a game that we saw like fucking to a year ago, and you have the fucking memory of well, you're not Pepper Farmer.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not the guy from Pepperidge Farms. I don't remember. I shall look into it as we speak.
It's that 2D Metroidvania style game that's basically you play as a monster and you have to infect shit.
Oh, you mean
That's extremely gory.
the thing, but but you're the monster.
Actually looks interesting for one, so
Okay.
probably grab it if I can and see how it is.
Sorry, I'm just
Well,
watching the Shadow Warrior
the
thing.
trailer,
I just saw him wall run and dash.
yeah. But yeah, so the current trailer is fucking amazing. I genuinely suggest people to go and watch it. That's a trailer done right.
Okay.
Um, this week we also got news that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is gonna be released on the s- next year. Also, Nocturne is getting an HD re-release for Switch and PS4.
Okay, that's a
I'm
good thing.
kinda happy, and those are official, so that's probably gonna happen.
Is Night Dive working on it, or is it somebody else?
Wait, on what?
Is it re-release or is it remaster?
On which game?
Nocturne.
Why would not Dev work on that?
Because
It's an Atlas game.
oh, it's an Atlas game. Okay. Because Night Dive have been the
It's a Shin Megami. It's SMT. Why the
oh
fuck
I
would
don't
be
know.
not Dev?
I just every time I hear remaster or re-release, I think of them because they've been doing most of them recently.
But the,
But that's a Japanese game.
no.
Yeah, I know.
Other
Oh,
than that, I mean, the what? I think I had something else, but I forgot.
fair enough. Yeah, there's not been much news apart from Christopher Nolan's film, apart from Tenet being
Oh no, there is also the fact that Brandon Cronenberg, David Cronenberg's son, is gonna release a movie called Possessor.
okay.
Actually, it looks fine.
Huh. Yeah, I tried looking for other movie news, but apart from Tenet being delayed, that's about it. We're getting Comic Con at home, and that's tomorrow. Might be, I think it's just one day, or might be a couple of days, but we're getting they're gonna stream Comic Con little trailers.
There's a couple of other trailers I've watched before we started, which look fine, but it's nothing special to write about.
Yeah. And apart from that, not much going on. Quiet week,
Kinda, maybe. We'll see.
sort of. So last week,
Mhm. I gave you an amazing movie.
you gave me a film, and it starts, and I'm like, why does this seem familiar? What's going on? What is this house? What's this godly man? Being the horrible father, and then the meteor came down, and I immediately went, wait a second, is this fucking Color Out of Space? And then I looked it up, and yes, it was based on Color Out of Space.
Of course. But you
And
know what's even funnier about
go on,
this movie? It's also the new Color Out of Space. It's basically this movie,
yeah,
but actually hammier.
which I really need to see the new one.
Yeah, you're in fucking Bulgaria. Do that,
Yes.
you lazy bum.
Also starts a very, very young Will Wheaton,
Hmm.
which I didn't expect. But so this film is about Zach and his little sister Alice, who were adopted children to this preacher. Well, he's not a preacher. He's just a very, very religious man, and is right. Is the other son special needs, or is he just very spoiled?
Spoiled
Then why does he act like a special needs kid?
because he's probably inbred. I don't know.
It's a chance. So it follows this. So it's him, his sister, and his mom, who she's married this man. Was it Nathan? His name is Nathan, isn't it? Who
I
is a,
think so.
who's a very very yeah Nathan Crane, and he's very religious. Always speaks about the Jesus and talks about how you know that you blah blah blah. It quotes the Bible all the time, and for the longest time, it's at the start, before the meteor. I thought it might be uh, color out of space, but then I also thought this sounds very blah, blah, blah. What's his name? Cocaine. Stephen King ish. Rural America sort of man is godly, terrible to child, blah blah blah. But we then, uh, turns out that Nathan is not only a jackass to the kid, but he's also a jackass to the mother because he doesn't want to sleep with her. So she straight up goes and cheats on him with the who's the other guy, by the way?
The boy for everything.
The handyman that lives in the shed
Yeah,
next to
the
the
handyman.
house?
Yep.
Because we never see him after that.
Probably because he was run away from by Nathan.
Yeah, probably, but uh,
Run away.
she goes
Run out.
she goes and does the sex with the man, and as she's doing that, a meteor falls on their land,
Also,
and
that kind of reminded me of that Stephen King short movie, apart from The Green Thumb,
oh yeah,
the one from Tales from the Crypt.
oh yeah. Now Tales from the Crypt from Creepshow.
Yeah.
It's
So,
it's very similar actually, but so the meteor comes down. They go and shout over the neighbor, who's a doctor but also a scientist. Well, he's the smart man of the town, so that's why they shout him over. And the meteor's cold, blah blah blah, but they never get back to it because they're like, what do we do with this? And he goes and sends a probe, to the government so they can get their help. And this sleazeball that works in the town, he's the estate agent of the town, is he? Forget his name.
yeah.
But he's the one that wants to run all the farmers out so that he can sell the land and make a bunch of money. Although that plot point gets resolved super easy a bit later on. So a few days pass, and they're all, trying to examine this meteor until one night it completely dissolves, and Zach keeps going to look at it, and it carries on dissolving and dissolving more, and then it turns out that it's become part of the water supply, and it's a pretty nifty foreshadow at the start of the film when they talk about the new well and how the new well is gonna, how they're working on the new well, and it con- contaminates the water supply to the point where everything starts growing or overgrowing. Ooh, I just hit myself with the mic. Everything starts overgrowing in the garden, and the mother is the first one to experience that as she slices into a water. Was it a watermelon or was it something else? I forget.
It was an indistinguishable fruit.
Yeah, pretty good practical effects. I'll say that.
Okay, practical effects in my opinion.
Maybe
Like they're not the best,
they're
but
not the
not the
best, but they're
worst.
still pretty good. Like for a $4 million picture from '87, it's not bad. Even though the thing was around that time as well. Was it '81? The thing. It doesn't matter. But then she gets sprayed by a tomato, and that's
Tomato.
by a tomato. She gets sprayed by it, and you know at this point, the reason why the sleazeball wanted to he kept telling them that they're never going to get a proper harvest, so they might as well sell. But luckily, that's when they get the harvest because everything is growing big time because of the water contamination, and all the animals have also drank from the water. We need to, we can't not talk about that. But Zach, you see, Zach's very smart. He goes and takes water from the neighbors, from their actual water, because their neighbors have running water while him, them in his house were getting water from a well, even though they're right next to each other. But oh well. And The mother slowly starts losing her mind, slowly starts, chanting weird things while they're at the table. She starts getting warts and shit. And the only thing that Nathan can do is speak religious gibberish at her and calling her a whore. And I mean, don't get me wrong, she was being a bit of an adulter. What's the word?
Adulterous.
Adulteress. Yeah, she did that, which is not right. But he was also a prick, so some of it was justified, I guess. And it becomes very apparent that the animals are getting bad as well because Al, the little girl, goes to feed the chickens and she gets attacked by the giant chickens.
Fucking kidding me.
What?
Whatever on missiles.
Yeah. So she gets attacked by the chickens, and they have to put her. They have to put her, help her out. The doctor comes to help, but Nathan's very very particular. He's like, nobody messes with my business, for whatever demented reason, because he's a fucking idiot. And uh, the mother, she gets even worse to the point where she, right, there's a couple of bits here where she's, completely mutated.
Oh yeah, I do enjoy, and her acting was so fucking hammy. It was
It's
actually amazing.
incredibly hammy, and I loved every minute. But the one thing I'll say is the mask is good, but there's shots where you can clearly see it's a mask, which was a bit off-putting. But they keep they keep having her locked up, so they lock her up in the basement shed, or the shed next to the house. It's like a basement thing. And at this point, this guy from the government comes to inspect the lands, and the sleazeball tries to like coax him into, helping. And he's in cahoots with the doctor's wife. Again, this plot point gets resolved really quick. Uh, and they're like, we need to trick this doctor man and the family to sell so we can make a bunch of money, just you and me. So they go to the family house, to the farmer, to Nathan's and Zach's house to get him to sell. And we get again another pretty good foreshadowing bit is at the start the sleazeball goes to the house and the dogs bark at him and he's very scared of them. Except this time the dogs have been mutated by the water.
Oh
So
yeah.
so he just pushes the chick and the chick gets eaten up while he runs away and goes in the basement for some reason where he gets attacked by the wife and gets killed, which is a pretty good scene. Like, because it's earlier on, she's shown that she has big nails, so she just shoves her nails in his throat. That was pretty good. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so then, the government finds out about the water being tainted and stuff like that. So the doctor goes to help. He runs to the house. This is close to the climax of the film now. And I'll say like overall, even the cinematography in this film as well. By the way,
Oh, it's fine.
yeah,
Like
I mean it's not.
genuinely, people who the adequate people worked on this movie, much like Bite Night, where people knew what the fuck they were doing,
Yeah,
unlike Alien Beasts.
Alien Beast is Alien. Oh goodness, Alien Beast is just terrible. Every time I think about that film, and it just hurts me to.
Yeah, I guess I have to reach deep and find something that's worse than Alien Beast, but that's gonna take a
That's gonna
while.
take a fucking second, isn't it? But yeah, then the climax of the film happens, and the house gets destroyed, and it's a again pretty good practical effects. Some of it's big, some of it's miniatures, but it's clear that whatever this alien thing is that came down from the sky is consuming the whole house. So Zach, even at the end, he's like he still wanted to save his mother even by the end, and that was the best practical effect in the film when he went up to the attic to get her because they moved her to the attic. She's just this big goop that's like falling apart, and it's pretty impressive, pretty good. And then obviously the film ends, and the doctor, the not the doctor, the man from the government that came to save them. The movie starts with him being escorted from his house, screaming that the water's contaminated, and then it's a flash forward, and then we flash back. Was it 6 months or 6 weeks? But the movie obviously ends on a cliffhanger with the the land sort of reactivating and glowing the same way that the meteorite glowed at the start. And
Yeah.
this movie's pretty good. Very 80s. The music is fucking 80s as shit, but there's so much atmosphere, I guess. The movie basically just relies on atmosphere for the most part. And that is greatly appreciated. Considering that around that time we didn't really get films like this that much. You just got monster movies or slashers. You didn't exactly get this whole cycle, but not exactly psychological, but the very Lovecraftian sort of fear of the unknown type of shit. And I commend you for giving me this because I expected a schlockfest, and it was a schlockfest, but it was fucking awesome at the same time. I didn't expect. I was pleasantly surprised. I went in with very low expectations, but it was a good film. I recommend it. It's on YouTube, fully available. Go watch it.
Yeah.
It's The Curse from 1987. It's a good film. A bit stilted in places, very 80s in places when about the way people talk and the some words that get said that shouldn't be said nowadays. But yeah, it's good. It's a good film. Worms inside the apples. That's quite good. Again, it's a very literal sort of retelling of the color out of space. But
Yeah. I'd say for next week you need to watch.
my, I'm giving you a film for not you giving me one. I'm
No, no,
giving you
no.
one.
You need to watch Color Out of Space.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Yeah, I'll definitely watch it.
So you can just juxtaposition both of these movies.
Yeah, it shall be done. But I have a film for you for next week. So I did some clickety clacking and I did some research, and I was initially gonna give you Quigley to watch because that movie is a fucking train wreck and a half, and you'll appreciate some of
Which
the actors in it.
which movie?
You're watching The Curse 2
Oh,
because apparently these movies have sequels that have nothing to do with each other.
I know. Okay, I'll watch
And
it.
I watched The Curse. I watched bits of The Curse 2 before we started, and it looks just about as hammy and just about as 80s as the first one. So
Good.
you're watching The Curse 2 for next week. It's gonna be the film.
All right.
And apart from that, I don't really know what else to say because it's only been a couple of days, so it's gonna be a quick one this week, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got anything to add then?
No, not really.
Oh, okay then.
I finished the fucking level, but the next one starts off even worse than the one before.
Speaking of that, I'm at the end. I'm at the starport in Doom 64. I'm at the final battle before you go into hell with all the Macubi and stuff like that.
Make you buy.
Yeah.
I'm literally encountering fucking cyber demons and spooky space Martians on cooldown. I fucking hate this
Spooky
shit.
space Martians on cooldown. Fair
No,
enough.
yeah, sure.
Fair enough.
Once
Well,
you grow a backbone and you decide to play actually Sunlust, you can
nah,
see what
I'm good.
difficulty looks like.
Nah.
Exactly. Just get good, bro.
Get good. I'm gonna play as the intro. Hopefully it won't lag. If it lags, I'll just have to re-render the whole thing before I upload it. So thank you all for listening, watching, and tuning in. And we'll see you all next week on the Voices from Behind podcast, and you will find us in all the usual spots. Yeet.